Hello, I'm Mack.
And I'm P.
And welcome back to our Super Dope podcast.
Super dope.
It's been a while. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been too long,
It has.
to be fair.
I think it was the teething stage, wasn't it, I suppose?
Absolutely.
Now, I think the podcast, now we're doing it, is in full swing, because we are leathered. Can I just put on the record?
Too many Ronas.
We've been through it great, I think, already.
Too many cool alcohol, fucking,
on the Friday nights.
But Aldi bevies.
Oh, fantastic.
Aldi bevies are the best bevies.
The French stubby beers.
Of course.
The kings of. So, I think the reason we've decided to do another one was the conversation we had the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A bit of background, Liam. Shoot.
So Callum, we spoke about space and time and reality, and I sort of blew Callum's mind a little bit, and he ended up lying on the living room floor, not knowing what the fuck was going on.
It was the scariest realisation, man. I had to go to the shop and get some Radox muscle therapy.
It's just a bath full of Radox.
A bath full of Radox. But it was a terrible theory, man. Like the whole, it was the time being infinite that got me.
Yeah.
And the multiple, sort of realities that lie within our sort of vision.
Now that time's been invented, it will never end. Even if the universe ends, time will still carry on.
It was scary, man. It was I can't remember what exact topic got me onto. I think I had a full-on panic attack though, man.
Yeah.
Like genuinely petrified of the opportunity of time. It was fucked. It
Just
really was.
lay on the floor, not knowing what the fuck to do with your life.
It was intense, man. I think I think you said something along the lines of, in some form of reality, every possibility is happening. So like I mentioned, it was like, I started getting really vexed, like time's a man-made concept.
Yeah.
And then you were like, well, in some place, time won't exist, and it was like, shit.
Yeah.
It was weird. I went into work the day after, and even everyone was like, "What the fuck have you been smoking, bro? Like, what have you been doing on your Tuesday nights?"
All I do, honestly, when you're at work, I just sit at home and I just YouTube fucking Brian Cox and Neil deGrasse Tyson, and just sit there and just fucking blow my own mind, and then sit alone and cry.
Mate, it's definitely your niche though, like that's your expertise. I don't know what quite I bring to the house in this instance. I think it's just beer and entertainment in some term.
Beer and acoustics.
Beer and acoustics, man. So like, shit, I feel like this can be a very long episode.
Yeah.
There's a lot to sort of talk. There's no funny. We don't have like a Napoleon Dynamite theme.
Oh no.
It's more just a kind of like coming to terms with just coming to terms with like all the weird shit that's going on, man. I feel like this year's been especially pretty fun. But that was an interesting point, actually. We talked about every 100 years there was some form of outbreak of disease that wiped out population.
Yeah, so it was like 1820, it was, I'm sorry if this is wrong, by the way, but 1820, it was like the plague. Yeah, and then so 1920 it was the Spanish flu, and now 2020 it's coronavirus.
So, I think we should mention that I had a coronavirus scare this week.
Yes, you did.
I had
not
to get
dead
tested.
Yet, so
luckily I'm negative.
So
luckily.
good.
But I did have a scare, and I also got stung by a wasp, which that was unfortunate. It was a bad week, really. it wasn't the best week, but it's bank holiday now, so hopefully this comes out before bank holiday Monday.
I mean, like, I've had a good week.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah.
I didn't get stung by a wasp. I've not had a coronavirus scare. Pulled a sickie.
Fucking hell. Hopefully your employer doesn't hear this.
Sorry, boss. So all in all, I think I've had the better week.
You think you win, man? Definitely. Shit. Oh, man. But, yeah. What, man? Fucking the spaceship, man. It made me feel like we should start smoking weed, even though we definitely need to get some...
Hugs, not drugs.
Oh, man. What? Yeah, for real. But we definitely need to get on that wavelength and think about it.
It needs to be done at some point.
Oh, for sure, man.
I can admit, because I do feel like the topic of conversation, if we were at that mental state, would be fucking insane.
It would be interesting. It definitely would. Plus, we both have like our own outlets as well. So like your photography would take like such a strange sort of stoned vibe. My music could just be Bob Marley covers.
Yeah.
we all sort of...
Just the weirdest, waviest shit.
It really would, man. It really would. What have we done this week though, man? Because that's what this podcast is about, isn't it? We watched a film the other day.
Did we?
We did.
What did we? Sorry,
we watched a Christmas film in August.
Christmas film.
You don't even remember what it was?
No, I don't even remember.
Oh man, you're the worst for this shit. Think about like we've just been talking about weed, Christmas.
Oh, Harold and Kumar.
We watched the Harold and Kumar Christmas movie. I had a great time.
The extra dope edition.
The extra dope edition.
The extra dope edition.
That I've never seen before.
No.
Mate, NPH in that film just he finesses it.
What a fucking guy.
I think I love that man. Like, he plays like a gay guy who's not gay in the film and just smashes the poon. He's just an all-round top shagger, man. Oh.
Neil Patrick Harris is possibly one of my favourite actors ever.
Oh,
I just think he's fucking great because he plays like this proper arsehole, like single...
Barney.
Yeah, Barney Stinson.
Suit up!
Legendary.
Legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
What a guy.
He is a
what
great
a fucking guy.
Absolutely, man. This week, I mean, how long has it been since we did the last podcast? It was
probably 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks since it was out.
Released, yeah.
I think, yeah.
You said that it was a good, it took like a bit of a leap, didn't it? It went from like a couple of views to...
So it went from, I think the first... so the first 4 days it was on like 9 views, something like that. And then like on the 5th day, for some reason, I don't know why, to whoever it was that shared it, thank you.
Thanks.
And it like jumped up massively to like 48 views, which is good, considering I don't use YouTube, so
yeah, man.
You know, like for me, that's good, even though it may not sound like a lot in general. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, man. It's nice because I think this idea was sort of boiling with us since we moved in together, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I feel like this episode is kind of nice to get to know like who we are and what we all were trying to do.
Yeah.
Because we had this idea during I think the first stage of lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we used to Skype every night when I was working from home, and then when did we move in together? Was it like May time?
I haven't got a clue. All I know is it's been 3 paydays.
Yeah, we've been skint for 3 months.
I've been poor ever since.
I think we moved in together like 3 months ago, and it's been a bit of a weird one, hasn't it? It's been like just a roller coaster of people in and out, going places.
A lot of people in and out.
Oh, yeah. I think that was the thing. It was just kind of like, oh shit, we've got this space that we run around in, that we're allowed to do things in, and here we are.
Wavy weekends, one after another. Yes. Wavy weekends, just constant.
I don't regret it, man. I've had some great times in this house.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got till next year too.
I've only been here 3 months and I've hurt myself so many times already, emotionally and mentally.
Oh man.
But I'm happy. I'm a happy guy.
That's it, man. I think it's chill. Like, just got this kind of space that we inhabit, and it's just a bit mind blowing.
Yeah.
I mean, bit of context. Liam didn't want to drink tonight.
No, he didn't.
Because
hugs, not drugs. But
for the record, there's no drugs taking place at the moment. just alcohol.
But you know, peer pressure plays its part.
Oh man, you literally came in at 2:30 yesterday with the crate of Corona and was like, yeah man, have a beer.
Could I please point out, sorry to Callum's boss, but he was working at the time.
Right.
Callum was working and under the influence.
Dude,
But I take full responsibility.
I didn't have a beer till 5 o'clock.
I force-fed him alcohol.
I was spiked. I'm gonna go with that. I was actually
spiked, but he used his own hands to spike himself.
He was peer pressured self-spiking. What it was.
Yeah, I think we can call it that.
Knocked it on the head there.
Yeah.
So what are you researching away on there? What have you got?
Nothing. Literally nothing at all. My only Google search is all four.
All four, nice.
All four.
What did we mention before about Simon Cowell having a tumble on his golf cart?
Well, let me find out the specifics.
Find the article.
Because this is fucking ridiculous. If he actually fell out of a golf cart,
I think it was along the lines of
across his own property, then he's a fucking gun.
I think it was the case of he was travelling from one side of his property to another.
Yeah.
And had a small fall, but he's actually really fucked his back. I think that's what's happened.
All I can say is fuck you.
Tory.
Seriously, yeah. He's the biggest Tory. He's.
The thing is about Simon Cowell, I don't know how to take it. As a musician, especially, I can't. Yeah. There's moments where I love him and there's moments where I hate him. But he has played the game very well. Whatever he does, it works. You know what I mean?
What does he do?
Well,
what does he do?
I think he's a music
Is he a producer?
I don't know. You can't see Simon Cowell behind the decks, can you?
I don't know.
Spitting bars.
He can break his back on a golf caddy. He can do what the fuck he wants.
I think he's I don't think he's a music producer. I think he's a label scouter, a music scouter.
Oh right, okay.
It's like Louis Walsh.
But he makes millions of fucking pounds.
Oh yeah, mate. Everyone on X Factor, that's his show. So it's he takes home profit from that, every time.
Right.
That's why most musicians would not audition for that shit, because it's you're selling your soul to the cow.
Right. It says here, the 60-year-old star suffered numerous fractures, with one just just a centimetre from his spinal cord. But don't they say that to everyone who's ever broke the fucking back?
Oh yeah. What was the actual?
It was only an inch away.
So close.
They make you sound like such a fucking miracle of a person.
He's an actual human fucking Superman. What's the actual tale though? What's the story?
I don't know.
Have you found the end?
He fell flat on his back and the doctors say that the impact missed his spinal cord by about a centimetre.
Right, how the fuck is that? You fall on your back, you fall on your fucking back.
I don't understand how he's... Did he actually fall out of a fucking golf cart? Because if he did...
I don't know where I've heard it, but I've heard it.
If he fell out of a golf cart travelling to the other side of his home, then he fucking deserves it.
Well...
Sorry, Simon.
Yeah,
you're a good guy.
If you're listening to this, Mr. Cowell...
Yeah, you're probably not.
Hey man, last episode, Jack Black definitely got wind of that. That's why he shaved his hair this week, man. He was upset he didn't reply to
He was, yeah.
And he just thought, fuck it, I'm gonna brave the shave.
He was like, oh shit, Pardo messaged me, but...
Yeah.
Oh, what a good guy. You know. How can I fucking swerve a friend like that? I'm just gonna shave my hair to tell him how sorry I am.
Just to show that I'm hurting inside.
Jack Black looks better bald.
Jack Black looks better anyway. Jack Black looks, man. Jack Black is the king of looks.
There's a picture of Simon Cowell in a stretcher with a fucking neck brace on. And
Shut up. Sure. He looks like he's just been fucking died, man. Me and you have both worked in hospitals that would not have been pulled off for any fucking middle class patient, even like working class patient.
Not.
It'd be get the fuck up, you lazy twat.
Yeah.
Get in A&E.
Fuck me. Oh, someone's fell out of a fucking golf cart. Sort your shit out, Simon.
I just can't believe it, man. It's madness. It's crazy how the other people live.
The star blamed his injuries on his unhealthy lifestyle where he, this is in quotations, lived like a vampire, staying awake until 8 AM every day. Wow.
That is rough though, man. What's he on like?
Simon Cowell's never done a night shift, has he?
No, you came. I remember you coming in from a night shift watching.
I've been up for like 30 odd hours.
Yeah, man. You watch like
Easily.
3 films with me, and then come on the lash with me, and then go, oh, it's about 10:30 the next day. Probably should go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, man.
Simon Cowell's a pussy.
Is it just me or does Corona taste less like beer? More
Corona tastes. Jesus. Too much Rona.
Sweet, yeah.
Corona actually tastes gross today, and I don't know why. Probably because it's from Aldi and it was like 15 quid for 18.
Mate, that was a steal.
Shout out to Aldi.
Yeah, big
15 quid for 18 Ronas.
My mum lent me 20 quid and we're here. We're happy.
Give us a sponsor.
Cal Mack official on Instagram. Just, oh shit, that was what we were going to do. So, Liam does photography as well as this. Apart from our actual jobs that we don't talk about because they're boring as fuck.
Yeah, mine's shit.
Yeah, so is mine. But yeah, so do you want to shout out your Instagram, Liam? Get them followers.
My Instagram is literally just my Instagram, but photography on the end instead of 93. So.
So you want to sell them?
It's Liam Pardo Photography, which would be really nice, guys. You know, give me a follow.
Yeah.
Cool. Be gassed.
Be gassed.
I'd be gassed.
Mine, I do music as well. I've got a gig tomorrow, but when this comes out, it's probably already happened. I had a gig in the future. Hopefully it went well. But yeah, it's at Calmac Official. CALMAC.
Cool Mac.
K Official. It's not Cool Mac, man.
Cool Mac.
It's not Cool Mac. It's Calmac.
Cool Mac.
All this discrepancy with the logo. I feel like we've not actually spoke about anything.
No, probably not. We probably just spoke shit, but at the same time, that's the whole fucking point.
That's the content right there, man. That's the content.
Oh, the bottle opener's gone.
Oh, it's on the floor, man. Here's an interesting one. I was speaking to the guys in work today, so we were talking about completely random conversation towards the end of the day on a Friday. So it was like my team leader and some of the guys that work with us. So essentially we were talking about what they were doing, what the best ages they are. They were like, I loved it when I was 18 kind of thing. Yeah. And we came to the conclusion of myself, it was like, I peaked in high school. So like, I got to like the best level I could be, had the best time when I was like 14 to 16.
Okay.
I'm just getting my cream for my tattoo because it's so. But like we were talking about like everyone who went to uni.
Mm.
So they were like, 20 was a sick year.
Yeah.
And I'm 20 now, 21 next month, and I think that 20, like the age of 20 has been absolutely wank.
Yeah.
Probably because it's been like coronavirus throughout most of it. But like, what about you? Because you're what, 26 now?
Let's not.
Yeah, no, come on, man.
Let's
all
not
friends,
tell people out.
No one knows who you are.
Because I'm an old man. I'll be dead soon.
Fucking 27 club in October. Yeah. Jesus.
Alright, fucking hell.
No, but like honestly, like seriously question, like what was the best like year for you?
I think personally, I enjoyed being 16.
16 was dope, man.
16 was really good.
Yeah.
Because I was in college, and I was doing what I liked. I was doing art, which was really good. But also at the same time, I'd say 14 was a good age.
Shit.
I like 14. 14 was really good. I had good friends.
Yeah.
It was a good vibe. Like, used to go out all the time. Lied to parents, doing all-nighters, that sort of shit. It was really good. It was exciting, and you could do shit that you could never get away with now.
Yeah.
Which was like the best part.
Yeah, for real. I get that.
I had a friend once, and I remember we robbed a shop.
You tell me about it.
we literally robbed the shop, and we got into the back, and we were like, okay, sick, let's just rob the sweets. And we robbed like loads of those, you know, those Highland Toffee bars. Oh mate, they were fire. Shout out to Boise. Yeah.
I can't say I
They were
remember robbing
fucking
shop.
bars, and I'm not joking. Like we stood at the back of the shop, and it was like the coolest thing in the world. And we would, you know, those tube lights.
Yeah.
So like if you pick them up like vertically and you drop them on the floor.
Yeah.
I don't suggest anyone do this because the powder's poisonous.
Oh, they smash. Is that
Yeah,
the ones? Yeah.
they smash and it sounds like a fucking gunshot.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, it's really loud.
You're so different to the 14-year-old. Like now, you're the kind of guy who sits at home in like a tartan blanket with,
Absolutely.
with a coffee and, and a cigar.
I enjoy my slippers.
I couldn't sum you up better, man. You enjoy your slippers.
I love my slippers. I love my shorts.
Comfort. Comfort
Yeah,
is key.
I just love I love to be comfortable. It's just fucking ace. I love it. I would quite happily, honestly. Column's at work all day, and I just sit on the couch and I watch YouTube in my slippers and my shorts. And I just watch fucking stupid shit.
I love it, man. I honestly love it. I come in sometimes and it's just beautiful. You just kind of like, afternoon. But the thing is, man, when you're drunk, it's like that's why I love this podcast, and it's like sober. I don't feel like you'd ever do anything like this.
Absolutely not. No,
Like
I think to be honest with you, I probably feel slightly too awkward.
Yeah.
But, yeah. As soon as I've had a drink, I think like the old me comes out.
Yeah, definitely, man. You just turned 14.
Yeah. And it's really cool.
I think, look, like the first one, I remember listening to it. I was in the bath. Obviously, that's where all my great creations come from. The bath time session.
Bath time. Radox sesh.
Literally, the Radox sessions are where my best work come from. But I remember listening back to that first podcast, and it's like, at the time, it was like, fuck, man. It really worked. Like when we got into the flow of it. Yeah. But I think the more drunk we get, like the more the conversations.
Yeah. Definitely. The flow is much better.
It was it was literally the start of it was like, you know, we have these conversations when we're pissed. Yeah. Why the fuck don't we record them?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And show the world what we talk about.
I had a lot of good feedback from the last one, though.
That's what I mean, man. I think it was definitely hard to make it once a week. Yeah. Because we both work full time. We both got other projects outside.
Yeah, it's difficult.
I think it's nice to have that sort of, because we don't get much time to, with you working nights as well, as like drink and actually have like a day where we can both be pissed and not have any sort of.
I'm not even at home most of the time. Like if you're off for a night, I'm usually fucking working.
Yeah.
It's very, very rare.
That's it, man. That's it. But I think we've got like a good thing with it. It's definitely fun.
There's a good thing going. I think we've got a good thing going at the moment. And I think it will progress.
Oh yeah, definitely. We need to invest in some proper equipment, man.
Well,
I think that's the best thing that we can do.
What's wrong with the iPad, man?
Oh yeah, we are actually on a new piece of equipment.
Oh, we are, yes.
It's the most. We're on the same application, however, it's definitely an upgrade. 100%.
Indeed.
100%. I think we should start putting these on like a SoundCloud or something. That'd be cool. Yeah, definitely.
It needs to go somewhere. If anybody's got any suggestions of where we can put the podcast, please let us know.
It's hard to find that niche between podcast directories and who would actually. Cause I wouldn't think, because I listen to podcasts like quite frequently. Yeah. But I've got an iPhone, so I just have like the app. But like from my experience of like publishing music, you've got to pay for distribution, and obviously we don't make any money from any of our extracurricular activities.
We don't make fucking any money from anything, even fucking full-time work. Yeah, really. We don't make any fucking money from it.
We just pay our rent, and it's kind of like
that's it. Like right. Rent's paid.
But for real, man. No, I definitely. I think we've we've had a good little session, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. But yeah, we definitely. I think what we need to do is get a bit more like what's the word? Interaction with what we need to do.
Yeah.
With in terms of what people want to hear and shit.
Okay.
So maybe like on Instagram we when we bring this one out we post some shit about what people want to hear. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Definitely. Anything else you wanna?
I don't know. I feel like this should probably. How long have we been going?
I don't know. That's the thing you can't see. It's got to be at least like 20, 30
Why
minutes.
does it not tell you? That's really fucking shit.
It just kind of records and records and records until the end, and it'll be like, oh yeah, you've just been recording for an hour.
It's fucking gross.
I think the first one was like what 26 minutes.
So, why don't we discuss?
What you got?
So, I thought, why the fuck not discuss some conspiracy theories? Because they're very interesting to me.
Sure, bring them.
You probably are not as interested as me.
I don't think it's that I'm not interested. I think it's that I'm scared of these conspiracy
You're scared of
theories because they're frightening, man. When your brain gets to that point of letting in things that aren't rational, it's quite frightening.
So there's a list here.
Right, hit me up.
Of like
Conspiracy.
different conspiracy theories that we could talk about.
Okay.
So there's the JFK assassination.
I don't know enough about that, man. I know that he got his head fucking blown the fuck off. Like that's
Well, of course he fucking did.
That's
He
all
was
I know.
dead.
Yeah, he got fucked up, man. Like he got shot in the face. In the car.
They think that the government brainwashed him.
Brainwashed JFK?
No. I can't remember his name. What's his name?
I don't know. It was on South Park. I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, they think that the government brainwashed this guy to shoot JFK and then fucked him over and arrested him.
Was he a good president though?
What's
like
his
JFK?
name? Is it Lee?
Oh, Lee Harvey Oswald. Because Jared Leto played. No, he shot fucking John Lennon.
He shot John Lennon.
He shot fucking John
By the
Lennon.
way, also, may I just point out, he applied for parole yesterday for the 11th time, and it got declined again, which I'm very fucking happy
do you want to know something, right? And this may sound really fucked up, but if he didn't kill JFK and he killed like a fucking bum or like a homeless person, I reckon he'd be out now. And
absolutely.
He definitely would.
I mean, I was talking about this the other day, 100%. And I think that if you were to go out and kill, whether it's assassination or not, it's killing someone. And if I was to go out and just kill a random one on the street, I'd probably get like I don't even know what the period is. Is it like what?
It's 25
14 years.
It's 25 years to life, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So if I got 25 years, I'll be chill with. Do you know what I mean? Like, so Lee Harvey Oswald will be out by now.
Oh yeah, John Lennon died in 1980.
It was literally the fact that he was a fucking icon.
Yeah, I think it's
and
more.
It plays a massive part in it.
Yeah, man. I think it is. Mate, no, Lee Harvey Oswald did kill JFK.
Oh right, never mind then.
He did kill.
My
JFK.
apologies.
I knew it was him. Who killed John Lennon then? Oh, it was fucking. Oh man, Jared Leto played him in Chapter 27. Let me have a look. It was Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK. Mark David Chapman. David Chapman killed John Lennon. I think we did that in history, man. Like, for me, it was like, what, 4 years
Sorry.
ago? Yeah. Either way.
Yeah,
probably not for the guy who killed JFK, because he killed a politician, so it's a terrorist. It's a terrorist act, isn't it?
At the same time, I think John Lennon was, in his own right, a politician.
Yes, but not legally. I think he was. I don't know, man. I looked into the John Lennon thing. He went a bit weird, didn't he? I think the rest of the Beatles kind of Paul McCartney got busted for trying to get dope into another country, and John Lennon was on a whole other vibe.
Yeah.
I think they were they were beyond their time. I don't think the world could. It's like Kurt Cobain, man. Even though you don't like Nirvana, which I don't.
They were rock stars before rock stars were rock stars.
Yeah, man.
It's one of them.
I do believe it's like Hank Williams, man, country singer from the 30s.
Yeah.
He was fucking lit, and he died dead young. I think at some point, you might be too artistically evolved to deal with life. You know what I mean? Like, if Kurt Cobain was famous now, I think he'd fit in society quite well because there's a place for it. But is that because he set the fucking margin?
I think it's one of those, like, it's quite easy to turn around and go, if they were famous now, if they weren't dead. But at the same time, if they hadn't have died, they wouldn't be as famous as they were.
I completely agree. Completely agree. The only exception for that is like Michael Jackson, because he was fucking at the pinnacle.
I think Michael Jackson was always at the peak.
Oh man, he was ridiculous.
He was always no matter what people think of it.
Well, he had so much like stigma around him as well. Like I don't I've had a conversation.
People form their own opinions.
Yeah, 100%. He was in the public eye so much that like it was so easy to make a story about him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm on the Michael Jackson side or the Chargers side, but like either way, that guy, like you can't stay away from shit like that when you're at that level of fame.
Yeah. I think it's the same with a lot of people, because a lot of famous people do get accused of shit that probably they wouldn't do.
Yeah, like Johnny Depp at the moment.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Prime example.
Yeah. And I think Michael Jackson, it's difficult because I know he's a nice guy. Do you know what I mean? Not that I've ever fucking met him.
Yeah, I get you though. Like
he's a chill guy. He's a fucking he's a superstar.
Oh mate,
he's a fucking superstar, and he knows full well that if he stepped 1 foot out of line, he'd get fucking just shown up.
But then on the flip side of that, it's like he's that high profile that he could afford to cover it up and shit.
Well, yeah, he could afford to cover it up, but at the same time, if he could afford to cover it up, would he? Would this situation have gotten as much publicity as it did?
So the way I think of it, if you think about it, man, and I don't think many people take this into consideration, especially our generation. He died in 2009. Technology, there was no such thing as Facebook. Well, Facebook might have just started, maybe. There was no social media. So say, for example, now, like Post Malone, if he had the same sort of trial going on, there'd be video evidence, because everyone's got access to cameras, man. All of a sudden, but obviously R. Kelly, man, his shit was fucked up, and he filmed it like a knobhead on an actual camera. But if that was present day scandal, it wouldn't go down.
Well, it's the same as whole fucking Jimmy Savile shit, innit?
Yeah, precisely. If a TV presenter of this day and age were to do some fucked up shit like that, someone would Snapchat it or Instagram it, you know what I mean? There'd be there's always a trail, because your social media is so smart now that it would have some form of effect on the trial. Facebook messages are now valid evidence in trials and shit. Man.
Oh yeah.
It's mad. Yeah. It's fucked up.
And you can even get up deleted messages too.
The police, I remember there was a girl in school who'd leaked nude photos. Yeah. And we were all 15 and she was the same age, and it was this massive, the police got involved. Yeah. Because it was child pornography, and they were able to they could go through the archives of their Snapchats and find it. Oh. And that was in 2015, man. Yeah. It's nearly 6 years on now. Yeah. That's another thing we talked about, is technology could physically take over. Because my job, I work in a call centre, so my job could literally be done by a robot. Yeah. Literally. Your job, probably not as much.
Well, I think to a certain extent, it probably could be, because I work in the care industry, so it's to an extent, probably the administration side.
And I think the physical side could be altered. Yeah. To diminish your job, but I think the emotional sort of connection wouldn't be replicated at all.
No, of course not. Yeah.
Especially, I could say that for my job though, because I get some clients who I fucking love talking to. Yeah. And you can't beat the rapport. The rapport's almost more than the query. But it's still, man. Sometimes you do feel we're growing up in this. Well, we grew up in it, didn't we? I suppose we're the same generation, somewhat. But it's weird. I think because we have a different view on the world than someone in their 30s do.
Well, the world's changed a fucking shit ton since
100%.
Since from when I remember being fucking I don't even know how old I was. I was probably 8 years old, and I got my first ever mobile phone, and it was a fucking Nokia 3310.
Oh mate,
and it was sick. And I got like fucking £10 credit on it.
Yeah, man,
and it was the most exciting fucking thing in the world.
That's it, man. Yeah.
Right, and then it went from that to like Sony Ericssons.
Yeah, they were the shit, weren't they?
Probably not even Sony Ericssons. It was literally like phones with a colour screen.
Oh fuck, man.
And they still had like what were they called? Polyphonic ringtones.
Oh shit.
So it wasn't even fucking MP3.
Yeah.
And then it went from that to like Sony Ericssons, and I had a Sony Ericsson. My first fucking like proper phone that played MP3s. I was in probably year 8, like the end of year 8.
Shit, man. Shit.
And it was cool as fuck. And I remember like Bluetoothing
songs to people,
shit.
man.
And my phone could only hold like 2 fucking songs at a time.
So
if I wanted like a really fucking cool song that had just come out, I just have to delete the shit one.
Yeah. I think like high school. I remember I was never. I knew technology had advanced. Like, it sounds weird, but I was like an army kid. So obviously, when I came back from Germany, phones weren't a priority. Like in Germany, we still had VHS when everyone had DVD.
Yeah.
So we weren't asked about it, kind of thing. So like, I was watching VHS till I was about fucking 7 years old.
Yeah.
Which would have been like 2007, which was like pretty fucking behind the times.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And then I think it got to the point where like I got my first phone when I was in year 6, so that was 2010, 2009, 2010, and it was a Vodafone phone. You know what I mean? It was bright blue.
Yeah.
And it was like you said, like I could have one song on it, and then after like thingy. But I remember, luckily for me, my birthday was in like when we started the school year. My birthday was like the month after.
Yeah.
So like going into year 7, I got a BlackBerry, which was like the coolest fucking thing ever in like 2011. And I had like Brick Breaker on it, and it was the best fucking thing ever, man. But like that, I always remember that Vodafone phone, like it was dog shit, man. Like I could literally send texts. I couldn't make calls. I remember because I could only receive the calls.
Yeah.
And you had to like Bluetooth the fucking ringtone and shit. But then I look back now and it's like being 21. And it's literally like, I remember I got Snapchat in 2014, I think I was 14, because it was a girl who made me get it. And she was like, have you heard of Snapchat? And I was like, no. Like, but now you get kids going into like high school with all this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get it till about
I think that's where the difference lies, because I never even had a BlackBerry until I was like, 17?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And it was like the fucking, like, it was huge. Like, BBM me.
BBM, man.
BBM.
BBM was huge. You used to get pinged in lessons.
Yeah, I just fucking ping everyone.
Mate.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
It's a fucking huge difference. Like, even though we're like, there isn't even a massive difference between us. But on the technology side of it,
I think technology over the last 10 years has just fucking gone insane. Gone insane. I remember in primary school we had like one laptop sort of. It was almost like a big mobile. I don't even know what the word is. It's like a crate of laptops that you could like wheel around.
Yeah.
And we had one, and we were allowed them every Friday.
Yeah.
And it's like we'd rented them.
Yeah.
And now it's like you go into a high school and there's a whole fucking like when you went into IT. When I started school, there was like one classroom that had laptops.
Yeah.
And computers, and then as I like went through high school, by 2016, mate, every like lesson had like at least laptops on hand or computers. It's crazy how like.
Well, that's the difference. I mean, like that was just talking about fucking like mobile phone technology.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like,
there's so much shit beyond
PC technology is just fucking. Honestly, mate, since I was in year 7 to now, it's just fucking blown up.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't believe the progression that has happened. Like, when I was in year 7, you'd be lucky to get fucking, like, I don't know, probably fucking 25 frames, like, while you're playing a game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And now it's like, you're pushing, like, fucking 120.
Yeah, man.
And it's crazy.
It's even like do you remember, another fond memory of mine was like, I remember we got a PS2 for Christmas, and it was like the coolest fucking thing ever. and I remember playing Spider-Man, and I kept having to restart the entire game because I didn't have a memory card.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember that shit?
Well, I had a Game Boy Advance.
Oh, that's a bit before me, I think.
Not even like the flip-up one, that was the SP, like the normal sort of like shitty Game Boy
handheld game.
Yeah, and it was like this see-through blue plastic, and it was sick. And I had a Spider-Man game, and every time I played it, I used to play it for hours and hours. And then because you couldn't save the game, like when you ended a level, it used to give you like a little code.
No,
And you'd have to write down the code, and then like next time you turn your Game Boy on,
you'd put the code in.
You'd have to put the code in, and it'd take you back to the level that you were on.
That's fucking mad, man. I think that, like, obviously you know me very well.
Yeah.
Like I'm sort of caught up in that sort of old technology. So like I have like a VHS player upstairs. Like that's the only way I watch horror films, because that for me is like. I fucking love retro stuff now. But to me, it's like, it's not the fact that it's retro that I like it, it's the fact that it reminds me of a time where, like, do you remember, like, going out with your mates? Like, I remember people knocking on your door and being like, oh, you coming out to play football?
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, you couldn't physically make contact with anyone without going over to the house.
Yeah.
And for me, especially, like, that died off quite quickly. So, like, when I got to, like, year 9... it was kind of I get a text before I come out.
Yeah.
But then before that, like I remember it was
it was like all the way until like I was fucking 16, because it was just like it was the norm to be like just go around to your friend's house and knock on the door.
Yeah, man. Like I couldn't imagine now, like going over to someone's house like on the way to somewhere and knocking on.
Yeah.
You'd just ring them, wouldn't you? Like,
well, yeah.
That's the difference between like I think like our parents and us now. Like,
I think that's the like yesterday when I dropped your keys off to you. It was like I'll ring him before I get there.
Yeah,
so
you
that
could
he's
knock
at the
on.
door.
You could knock on.
I could do
But
when I
you
get
wouldn't.
there, even though I'm going to be stood at the door anyway.
Yeah,
but I might as well just ring him so that he's there just
That's
before.
it, man.
But like when I was a kid, it was literally like you didn't know if your friend was out. You didn't know where they were, what they were doing, unless like you'd fucking hopped onto MSN.
Yeah,
just
on the laptop
before
to go on Facebook.
And been like, are they online? If they're not online, they're probably not in.
Exactly.
And then it's just like go out on a whim and knock at the door. And if they're not there, they're not there. You just go back home.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember that. Going back in if your mate's not out.
It was crazy. But it was good. They were good times.
Oh yeah, man.
They were the best times.
Definitely.
What's this? What is this? This is a conspiracy theory. Apparently, what's Paul is dead?
Paul is dead.
Paul is dead.
Is that like the alien? Like the
I don't
film?
know.
Paul.
That's what I thought.
Let me do some cross-referencing.
Yeah.
Paul is dead.
I think it's just in general.
Paul is dead is an urban. Oh shit.
What
Paul
is it?
McCartney. It's an urban legend that Paul McCartney died.
What? I've not heard that.
So, right, here we go. So, Paul is dead is an urban legend and conspiracy theory alleging that Paul McCartney of the English rock band The Beatles died on the 9th of November 1966 and was secretly replaced by a lookalike. The rumour began circulating around 1967, but grew in popularity and being reported by an American college campus.
Oh, right, well, there we go. American college. It's probably fake.
I can see that though, like I can see the link.
Yeah, but he fucking. Have you looked at Paul McCartney? He looks dead anyway.
Oh man, but he's still a legend. Like
He's
think
gross.
Oh man, he's just. I like him, man.
I like him, but at the same time, it doesn't mean he doesn't look like a dead person. He's too plastic to decompose.
Oh mate, definitely. Definitely.
He's a gross little man.
I think though when you've been at that level of fame, like when 50% of your band is dead before 70, I think you know that you did it a bit rough. Like
50%. There was only 4 of them.
But am I right? 50% are dead, man.
Yeah,
there's only Ringo and Paul left.
Well, yeah, but
I think George died of cancer like in the 90s. I think.
I'd be happy if just Ringo was alive for the foreseeable future.
Oh, that's awful.
Paul does nothing. Sorry, Paul.
Paul does more than Ringo. I don't think Ringo's done anything since like 2003.
Sorry, Paul, Matt.
Yeah.
Love you. But you shit. You don't do anything, you just live off royalties, so...
Yeah, but wouldn't you, if you were that famous, man?
No, I'd do something for the fans because I love music and I'm into music and that's what real musicians do. They don't just live off royalties.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna... If I was like, if Cal Mack took off, like, say if I got like a top... like if I got like a number one hit, but then no one else would give me the time of day after.
Yeah.
That's when I'd be like, I wouldn't go on a global scale and be like, oh, I'm trying so hard. I'd go back to my roots and be like, I'm going to play the pubs that I love.
Yeah.
And I'm just
exactly,
I'm going to live off the royalties of that song,
yeah.
but I'm still going to travel the fucking world.
That's what happens when you love music.
Yeah, but then again, it's like, it's not in the public eye, is it? That's what I feel bad for like celebrities in some way, because it's like, all the bad shit that they do, you'll find out within 10 minutes.
There was a thing that happened, I can't remember how many years ago it was probably like 3 or 4. And there was basically this thing going on in Liverpool, and it was like this live, open sort of. And basically, what they did is the council of Liverpool, whoever it is, Merseyside, whatever, they invited Paul and they invited Ringo back to do this opening ceremony sort of thing.
Was it like at Abbey Road Studios?
I'm not sure. It was in the town centre. It was a big, and it was a charity thing, I think.
Yeah.
And they were like, so Ringo was like, yeah, no issue. And Paul was like, nah, how much paying me?
Really?
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? That's where it gets to the point where you're like, okay.
Yeah, this is what you're about. You fucking
yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Not even worth it.
Nah, man, I get that. I think we've sort of sourced everything there.
I think we have, yeah.
I'm happy with that. I'm definitely happy with that.
I've vented.
Yeah, I think that's good, man. The vent sesh.
Yes.
I don't even know when the next one's going to come out. I like the sort of sporadic thing.
I don't know. We'll just surprise you.
Yeah, man. But yeah, thanks for listening again. This will be out in the next couple of days. So.
It's been emotional.
It has. It's been an emotional ride.
It's been beautiful.
But yeah, so we want to get a bit more. What's the word? Fucking hell, I can't even think of the word.
What? Explain, please.
So like people come to us to give us shit. Interaction. Oh, we want to get more interaction with you guys. So like drop us messages.
If anyone's got anything they'd like us to speak about, or
definitely.
Yeah, just anything to discuss whatsoever.
I think
please.
I think people really come up with like really good concepts.
Yeah.
Like jokingly or seriously, like I think it'd be a good blend. Like let us know.
Because when me and Callum come up with ideas, it's sort of like
sporadic, isn't it? It's very off the nose, off the cuff.
But when other people come up with them, it's brilliant. Yeah,
definitely. I think we should definitely be going live as well soon, like with
absolutely
Q&A or something. It's gonna be cool. But yeah, sweet. I think we'll end it there. Thanks for joining us again.
It's been beautiful.
We'll try and get the next one out as soon as possible. But for the time being, I've been Mack.
And I've been Pete.
Thanks for joining us. Peace.
Goodbye.